Alex Glasgow here. We've got breaking news, but first, before that, free the press so the press can free you. Free the press so the press can free you. Breaking news, the Daily Beast is trying to say that the People's Convoy as a whole has a new goal to make citizens arrest on DC Metro Police, the mayor, and also citizens within DC, which is not true. We have an interview from Ron Coleman, aka Grey Wolf himself, so you will hear the facts. Before we get to that interview, we will look at Zachary Pedrizzo's, not that he deserves the proper articulation or enunciation, but here we go. He's claiming that a co-organizer and trucker Ron Coleman, which, pause, he is not a co-organizer. I repeat, not a co-organizer. He is a supporter of the convoy. And they're claiming that the People's Convoy has a new goal to conduct citizens' arrest of Metro PD officers and DC mayor, and also he is trying to quote him, saying, "We have to put a summons out to the Metro PD and Mayor Bowser. We would do a citizens' arrest of them." Now, we'll come back to that. Now, do we have the authority to do that, making a citizens' arrest if they are impeding traffic and breaking constitutional law of travel? Yes, we do. Now, while speaking with Mike Mattingly at funkyfathers.com, he made the suggestion that we would need a jail to put them in. We would need a sheriff to take these corrupt police officers to jail and put them in there. So back to this, they are claiming that the reason why we don't want the police blocking the exits on the Beltway is because we will pee our pants. Now, they're so lost from reality if they think that peeing our pants is the reason why we went off the exits. We're here protesting 2 years worth of overreach on COVID vaccine mandate overreach, a tyrannical breaking of the constitutional rights of our people, and we want our Constitution back. We want the state of emergency ended, and we want accountability to all these fake news outlets and all of the politicians that have wrongfully broken our constitutional rights. So here is the interview with Ron Coleman, aka Grey Wolf.
A Daily Beast reporter recently reported that a new goal, according to you, for the convoy is to conduct citizens' arrest of police in Washington, D.C. Can you explain that, Ron Coleman?
Absolutely. First and foremost, let me give a little backstory to this. The objectives of the DC Metro Police Department are to block off all the exits. And that doesn't affect just the convoy, but it also affects the local traffic and all traffic that goes in and out of, or that goes off the 395 and those interstates into the DC area. And so, with respect to that, there has been legal decisions in the past, in 2009, that make that effort unconstitutional. And so, I want to do a little housekeeping. It is said also in that article that I'm a co-organizer, and I will make it clear, and I have made it perfectly clear since long before we left Adelanto, California, I am not an organizer of the People's Convoy or a co-organizer of the People's Convoy. I am a supporter of the People's Convoy that has a relationship with the organizers. So what I say is of my own personal opinion. And then when it comes to the quote, we're going to start doing citizens arrest, is, again, these media groups will have you believe that what we are doing is making it a plan of action, when in fact that particular conversation that must have been overheard was a question. So it was completely and utterly out of context. And in fact, there were questions made to law enforcement officers about the validity of a citizen's arrest of individuals, of summons, and so on. My comment about there is legal opinions and lawyers being communicated with about cease and desist orders
On the exit ramps, correct?
On the exit ramp blockades against Mayor Bowser, against the chief of police, are in fact being discussed. And so that is not information that is private. That is information that is known by many, but it's being alluded to being something that we're going to be doing as the People's Convoy. And the People's Convoy has nothing to do with any comment about arresting citizens' arrests on the people. It was a question I asked.
Can I clarify? The comment was whether or not you could make citizens arrests on police blocking the exits. Is that
yes.
correct?
And then that was a question on whether or not we could actually place the DC Metro officers under citizens arrest for breaking
it was a question.
constitutional law.
No plans are being made for that, correct?
No,
Exactly.
absolutely no plans are made by the People's Convoy or anybody else. Those were questions. If they are if they are doing unconstitutional acts, can they be arrested under a citizen's arrest?
I think that's pretty fair.
Yes, and it's a valid question in my opinion. And so the context of the media is we're planning to do that. This again tells me that the journalists involved are not journalists, because in my mind, a journalist will do their fact checks correctly. They will do proper investigation. They will do all aspects. They will call for opinion from the individuals that they're writing their hit pieces upon, of which none has been done.